There is a secretive aircraft in the United States military that is rarely seen in public. It is officially known as the Boeing E-4B Nightwatch. The plane is more commonly known as the Doomsday plane. I will share more about Doomsday, which will shock you, and share its meaning later. For the first time in over 50 years, instead of landing on military airport, the massive plane landed at the busy civilian airport, Los Angeles International, leaving people confused and curious. The plane departed from its home at Offutt Air Base in Nebraska, USA, and flew to Maryland, USA, which is very close to Washington, D.C. The plane took off on 6 January, and 2 days later, on 8 January, it landed at the Los Angeles airport. These planes usually fly from quiet military bases and avoid public view. So, seeing this in the middle of a busy city like Los Angeles was highly unusual. The E-4B Nightwatch is a modified Boeing 747. They redesigned the plane's usual sitting layout. The aim of the US government is to use this plane during a nuclear war, so that in case of such an attack, high level government officials can board it and remain safe, as the aircraft is designed to operate even after a nuclear strike. The plane is specially shielded against electromagnetic pulses and harmful radiations created from nuclear blasts. After modification, the main deck of this plane is divided into 6 functional areas like conference room, briefing room, a command work area, an operations team work area, etc. It can carry up to 111 people, including the President, the Secretary of Defense, and high level officials. It can stay in the air for several days while the war continues. The plane stays in the air with the help of mid-air refueling. This plane literally serves as a mobile Pentagon of the US office in the air. So, in case of any future nuclear war, the safeguard is ready. But its visibility made people suspicious as it is a highly secretive aircraft. However, the US government claimed that the flight was not an indication of a nuclear war. It was just a part of routine events. Media raised questions about why the Doomsday plane landed in LA, sparking speculation about a major war. They shared that the aircraft is used by the secretary or other officials for traveling within the US. However, social media remains highly skeptical about this rare sight. The government had other official aircrafts available. Then why did it choose to use the secretive Doomsday plane for the secretary's tour? The timing has drawn global attention as it comes amid major developments in US future plans, including the capture of Venezuela's president Nicolas Maduro, which surprised the world. Additionally, the US is also involved in a conflict with Iran. You can watch the ISH video covering this topic. This suggests that US control is expanding and extending to more regions. This could provoke the rest of the world to go to war. In such emergencies, the Doomsday plane is ready to be deployed as an escape option during war. A few days ago, Trump had threatened to take over Greenland, whether they like it or not, agree with it or not. Many European countries oppose this move. Italian PM Giorgia Meloni stated that she does not agree with Trump desiring Greenland's control. She has now suggested that Europe join hands with Russia. Shocking. Does this mean that it will not be a part of the NATO then? Trump had also recently threatened Cuba to make a deal with them. Cuba and Venezuela earlier shared cordial relations, but since Venezuela's capture, Cuba is expressing serious concern. Cuba bought oil from Venezuela and provided security in return. But now, since Trump has captured Venezuela, the US has been threatening Cuba to make a deal. Since the US is self sufficient, it does not want Cuba to provide security in exchange. Now, after capturing Venezuela, Cuba is being threatened to sign a deal with the US first. Why did Trump threaten to take over Greenland? And why is it so important? Greenland has rare earth minerals and iron. However, the US views Greenland as highly strategic. Greenland lies between the US and Canada on one side and Europe and Russia on the other. So, in case of any attack, Greenland can help keep watch and provide early warning. Offutt Space Base has already been operated there by the US. Now, Trump wants to take control of Greenland for future security purposes. But the actual motive is still unknown. Trump accused Venezuela's president of drug trafficking, while the oil interest was not mentioned. Similarly, it plans to take control of Greenland, citing the threat from Russia. Greenland is surrounded by increasing activity from Russian and Chinese ships. Once the US gains control of Greenland, Russia and China could lose their influence. However, experts say the real reason is oil reserves, which is why the US wants to seize it. But the actual plan is still unknown. The cost of flying the Doomsday plane is estimated by some to be over $160,000 per hour. Such an exorbitant amount. Does this signal the possibility of future conflict or a looming period of danger? That's a big question. Will the US continue capturing more regions? Share your thoughts in the comments.